Well, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. It's the 27th, and Wade Wilson will find out his fate. And I thought there is not a better time than to review the army of insane women that Wade Wilson has behind him. Okay? So his actual sentencing will start in a few hours, but we did do a live a few days ago where the army of Wade Wilson followers, the Wade Wilson disciples, come out in full droves to sign petitions, to get money raised for his lawyer, all of that. They took it a step further and they actually took things on YouTube live because apparently TikTok was shutting the live down. I wonder why. I wonder why. Listen, we were streaming it and supporters caught wind of my stream and started coming in and talking shit in the chat. It was wild. But anyways, people, these are the biggest highlights of that stream. And I mean, brace yourselves. Do you think there's a Kristen from the kiosk that's bad? No. Imagine 300 Kristens from the kiosks. That's a lot of Kristens. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, people, follow along, follow me, and let's dig into this video real quick.
Oh, look at all these blue hearts coming through. I love it so much. You guys are the best, seriously. It's like all the best friends I've always wanted.
See, this is part of the problem. It's like all the best friends you've always wanted. Well, why don't you go find yourself some fucking best friends? You're just gonna have psycho weird ass women hearting up this shit like this is some, I don't know. It's just weird. It comes off as needy. It comes off as needing to be a part of a fucking organization to feel some sort of worth about yourself. Like, dude, there's a reason that these women are all going after Wade Wilson. I feel like the ones who are serious, they're not getting it. They're not getting the action they want in real life, so they go to prison. Like, you need help. You need Jesus.
Comments come through about TikTok. I really wish, guys, that we could continue on TikTok, but unfortunately, they like to shut down our live streams really quickly. And we have a lot of good information that we want to share out here today. So, like I said, I wish we could do it on TikTok, but we will be posting the recordings on not only TikTok, we'll also have it on Instagram and on our Facebook pages. As a reminder, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok under Wade Steven Wilson Official. And then on Facebook, it's going to be just under Wade Steven Wilson. So again, we'll make sure that this gets a little bit prettier before we do send it out, but we will have those posted hopefully by tomorrow morning at the very, very latest.
And this is somebody
we're going to kind of start
who wants attention and fame, or at the very least, some damn attention, because what the fuck?
From the beginning, since it got a little bit messy in there. And on behalf of Team Wade as well, we really want to thank you for taking some time out of your Sunday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are around the world, or I guess early afternoon, just taking some time to be able to chat with us for a little bit. I want to be able to go over first what we're going to cover today here. And then after that, we're going to get started. So, of course, as always, we're going to start with an update on Wade because he's our number one favorite person here. And I know everyone is curious about how he is doing. We're going to then go into depth and review the appeals process. So more or less what's going to happen after sentencing on Tuesday. So we're going to review that next. And I hope you're ready because there's a lot of information we're going to go over. So buckle in. After that, we're going to debunk a few more rumors that are going around, and then we're going to kind of wrap on up after that, talking about what our plans are going to be next and when you guys can expect to hear from us. So, without further ado, let's start with our update on Wade. So, to be honest with you, we don't have too much of an update. Wade still does not have his phone or email back.
Good, because he's just using these ladies. I hope they fuck. You know, let me not say that, but I'm pretty sure he's not having a good time in there. And I'm pretty sure if they want him to live, they're putting him in isolation because there's no way he's walking around with that bullshit on his face and they're just letting him be. Hell no.
So we have not been able to speak with him directly. Now, I will tell you, though, the good news is that we did receive a letter from him earlier this week. I I know we did post that to our social media platforms and you were able to see. But we did ultimately, like I said, add him, receive a letter from him. We do not know, though, if he is receiving any of the letters that we've written or that any of his supporters have written. So I just want to be honest and transparent. Definitely continue to try to send those in. I know he loves getting the mail. We're not sure, though, yet if he is getting ours. Now, I can tell you that, as you guys saw in his letter, he's keeping as upbeat and positive as possible. He did express to us that he is staying strong mentally and truly appreciates all of the support that he continues to receive across the world. So
it's funny how they support just a begging piece of shit. Like, you could use your money for anything out here, folks. Anything. And you use it for undeveloped brained, toothless moron. That's who they do it for. That's crazy.
100% your support, and he can feel the love that's coming to him directly from each and every one of you. So we really want to thank you again, because without you, this isn't possible. And without you believing in Wade and believing in his innocence, we wouldn't be able to do this job every single day. Now, I will tell you, though, not having communication, he has been taking a toll on him. But
Good.
again, we're hoping here that sooner rather than later, he will have his phone and email privileges.
I hope he loses his mind in there. Honestly, bro, I'm not really worried about it. Like they said in the we watched another video last night. They're saying the appeals process could take up to 10 years. Do you think these ladies are going to stick by his side? Do you think their lust is going to stay that strong for 10 years of fighting for Wade Wilson? Oh, we're fighting for Wade. No, this shit's going to last for 6 months. After this trial, and then they see all the paperwork they have to do, and after they deplete this $70-something thousand, they're going to look up and be like, wow, I don't want to do this anymore. This is a lot of work. And then he's going to get fucked off. Trust me, bro. Trust me. This is not going to last long. This is sad.
Restored, or at least we're hoping that he is getting in our letters. So that's kind of our update on him. I'm sorry. I wish that we had more information to give, and I'm hoping after his sentencing on Tuesday that we will have more information to give. Now it's time to jump into the really important stuff here, guys. And as I mentioned, we're really going to take a very, very deep dive today into the appeals process and more or less what's going to happen after his sentencing is completed on Tuesday. Now, I want to give you a reminder that just because his motion for a new trial and acquittal was denied, that doesn't mean that he can't get a new trial. I can't express that enough here, guys. That does not mean that he cannot get a new trial. What that means ultimately is that the current judge denied that opportunity. So we're going to have to go to the appeals process next, which is what we were expecting. So that Wade does.
And this is where you get left in limbo. She's like, "Oh, what? We're expecting this. We're ready. This is where you get left in limbo, and you're gonna find somebody. You're gonna move on, and you're gonna leave his dumbass behind. The appeals process, like, this is such a normal process. Listen, you're in limbo right now, and you're not coming out. He's gonna stay on death row for a good 10 years and then go die. And I hope he enjoys that. Shit.
Have the opportunity to be able to tell his truth and tell his story.
Okay? He told his story. We listened to all the phone calls. The one thing I don't understand are these women. They're so fucking stupid. Did they not listen to the jail phone calls? Did they not listen to him talk to his dad directly? It's like, bro, at this point, the earth is flat. 100%. Just believe in it, and it's true. The earth is flat. Trust me, guys. It's flat. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, you know what? The earth is probably flat. Jesus Christ.
Now, after sentencing is completed on Tuesday, Wade's current lawyer, Lee Hollander, is going to have to file a notice of appeal on Wade's behalf. Now, filing a notice of appeal, that means that they're going to be taking the case, not them specifically, but Wade's new attorney, once we do have them secured. They are going to be taking the case to the next step of the process, which is to appeal his conviction. Once the notice of appeal is filed, then they're going to have to request for the trial transcripts to be released for the next attorney who's going to take over. Now, the trial transcripts, more or less, it's going to be a clerk in the 20th Circuit, which is where Wade was previously being tried in his court case. They're going to get what they call a record of appeal, which is considered the guidebook in the Bible for Wade's case and trial. So it has all of the nitty-gritty information in there, everything from A to Z. Now, it's going to take approximately 6 weeks in order to get the trial transcripts. So we do still have some time to be able to get a new attorney appointed, where by the time we get those trial transcripts, they're going to be ready to go, and hopefully even sooner than that, because technically they can get started as soon as we can secure one. But as a reminder, guys, we really can't secure an attorney for Wade at this time until we're able to get to at least $90,000. That's going to be at least the deposit that we have to put down as a retainer for one of the attorneys that we are speaking with currently. So we're really close. I believe we're just under $18,000 shy of our goal.
And I hope they never make that money. And I hope the lawyer never takes it. Fuck them. Fuck their cause. Fuck all that shit. What is wrong with you? What do you do? My question is, the woman who's talking right now, what do you do? What do you do for work? Do you have kids? Do you have a husband? What is wrong with you? Go do that. Like, really, how do you sustain yourself? Do people pay for you? Do people give you money? Or do you have to make it yourself? These are the questions I'm asking. You know? How do you sustain yourself? You're so worried about a man who murdered 2 women. What do you have going for yourself? Maybe get a GoFundMe started for you. The fuck are we talking about?
And again, we still have time to be able to get this done. It is not too late.
No, that was a joke. I highly doubt she has a husband. This doesn't sound like someone who has a husband. Hell no. Because honestly, her husband would have told her a long time ago, girl, if you don't stop, I'm leaving you if you keep doing this weird shit. You better stop that shit real quick. She would have got checked immediately. What type of shit is this? 1,000% she is single.
Have to continue to have the support on our fundraising pages through both Fundly and Go Get Funding. And as a reminder, you can find it directly under Save Wade Steven Wilson. So as I mentioned, it's going to take about 6 weeks for us to be able to get in those new and then to get in the trial transcripts. And on top of it, we've been saving all of the documentation that you, the supporters, have been sending in to us. So we are keeping all of this documentation together. Please continue to send that into our email, our social media pages. We love it. It doesn't matter if we have already received it. We are saving everything so that as soon as we do have a new attorney, we're going to be able to provide to them all of the documentation and all of the proof as well, too, as to why Wade deserves a new trial.
Yeah, she's single, no self-esteem, no self-respect, no self-nothing. Just Wade Wilson. We're just going to help Wade. Wade is going to be save Wade. We're going to let him share his story. Lady, we don't want to hear him share his fucking story anymore. We heard his story multiple times, multiple different versions of that story. What else is he going to say?
Now, I want to go a little bit more into what the actual appeal process looks like in the first appeal, which is ultimately called the direct appeal. Now, the direct appeal, the whole idea of this is to point out specifically the errors that were made by the judge and possibly prosecution in Wade's previous case and trial. The first appeal, unfortunately, we did find out it cannot be focused on the errors of his previous attorneys, Lee and Kevin. Now, if we do, for some reason, lose on this first appeal, which we feel very confident that we're going to be successful in that first appeal.
You're going to lose.
Then what we can do after the fact is file what we call a post-conviction motion, which is going to focus then specifically on the errors that were made on his previous lawyers, Lee and Kevin. But like I said, that's going to be kind of that second appeal process. We know and we are for sure going to win this first appeals process for Wade. Now, the whole goal...
Somebody said they will not be able to silence us. We are with you, Wade Wilson. Wade must talking finally. I don't know what the fuck that means. Why didn't they state how the tire marks didn't match during the trial? Ooh, conspiracy. The tire marks don't match. Her body is disintegrated, but the tire marks got a little smudged, guys. Conspiracy. These people sound fucking dense, bro. How many brain cells do they really have? They're smooth brained, honestly. You got somebody in Spanish. Todo saldrá muy bien. No hay que. You get the vibe all over the world. Yo, people have issues. I was asking my friend today. I was like, do you think if like a woman killed like two guys and she was like hot, right? She was sexy and she went to jail, do you think like guys would do the same thing that these women are doing for this guy? And he was like, yeah, probably. And then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, people are just fucked up. People will just go for anything as long as they look good. I swear to God.
Of the direct appeal is to get the conviction overturned and to get Wade a new trial. You guys know that is our number.
I hope she does run off with the loot because at least then I could respect her. If she don't do it, then she's really a fucking dummy. At this point, she's already looking crazy if this was her hustle. But at least I could respect her if she ran off with the money. I was like, okay, long con, respect, into that story. But if she's actually sinking this money into a fucking $90,000 lawyer just to lose, she has problems. She has no kids. This one sounds like she don't got no kids. She ain't got no man. She ain't got no hobby. She ain't got nothing going for her, which is sad. Go find, man, listen, go play mini golf. Go to a golf area. Go play some golf. That's fun. You'll probably forget about Wade Wilson after that. Go play some golf.
Number one priority here. Get his conviction overturned. Get Wade a new trial so that ultimately he can tell his story, tell his truth, and we can show that he is innocent in this.
Stupid ass.
Now, what's a little bit different about the direct appeal is that contrary to an actual trial, majority of the direct appeal is actually done in writing. Now, there can be some oral arguments that are included in there, but majority of this is actually going to be done in writing.
Could they get her for fraud if she runs? I mean, who the fuck is gonna get her if she's running the account? That's her account, right? At the end of the day, that's her Fundly account. If she's running it, what fraud did she commit? She was just a shitty person. At the end of the day. And what prosecutor would actually pursue you for that in the first place? Not for a Wade Wilson. Hell no.
It's, again, going to be there to point out the faults that the judge made and possibly the prosecution. Now, once we are able to secure a new attorney, they are going to file what they call a notice of appearance with Wade to establish themselves as his new appeals attorney. Again, we're going to make sure that those trial transcripts or the record of appeal, that Bible of Wade's case, we're going to make sure that those are all obtained by the new attorney. And once they do receive those trial transcripts and the record of appeal, that's when the clock starts running. That's when they have to start really pushing and diving into all of that material. The new attorney is going to take the time to review everything about Wade's case, going to review all of the trial transcripts from front to back, including the record of appeal. And what they will do is they will initially create what is called an initial brief. Now, it's called an initial brief, guys, but these are actually pretty long. They're normally about 50 to 70 pages long, we found out. And there's typically two parts to that initial brief. There's the facts section, and then what they call the argument section. The facts section is more or less going to state everything went wrong based off of the judge and the court proceedings. The argument section is going to provide more context to that as well. Once that initial brief is submitted by Wade's new attorney, then the state is going to submit what they call an answer brief. Now, what's a little bit different is that this case then at that point is going to be handled by the Assistant Attorney General. And the Assistant Attorney General is going to have to respond to each and every claim that is made by Wade's new attorney about what went wrong in his case when it comes, again, to the judge and to the prosecution. Now, I will tell you that truly there's only one point that's needed in order to get Wade a new trial. But it's going to be up to what they call the appellate attorney. It's going to be up to them to be able to figure out as many problems that occurred, because, as you know, more information that we have, the better, right, to be able to fight this. Now, once the Assistant Attorney General submits their answer brief, then the appeals lawyer is going to be able to have the opportunity to have the last word, and they can file a reply brief to respond to the state's answer brief. I know this is a lot.
You know, if she took all this time to actually go to fucking law school or do something with herself, maybe she would have been actually fighting for stupid ass criminals like this and getting paid for it. But you're not getting paid shit for this unless you're gonna steal the money, which I do. I mean, I don't care either way she does it, but I would have more respect for her if she did something else, because you can't have any respect for these people. This shit like this, I wouldn't even want you working at my establishment. You know, I can reserve the right to not hire whoever I want to. Somebody like this, holy shit, I don't want you working at my place. Look at your morals. You're they're so fucked and skewed. You don't even know what the fuck right and wrong is no more, or else you choose not to believe what right and wrong is, and at that point, it doesn't matter anyway. You're like, something's wrong with these people. Anyway, so
a lot I'm throwing at you, so I hope you're able to kind of keep track with all of this. But again, the good news is Wade's future appeals lawyer is going to be able to have the last word and the last say in this appeals process. Now, once all three of those briefs are completed, so again, the first one's going to be the initial brief, which is going to be completed by the new appeals lawyer. Then it's going to be the answer brief, which is completed by the Assistant Attorney General for the state. And then finally, it's going to end with another reply brief by the appeals lawyer. So once all three of those briefs are completed, they are then going to be submitted to the appellate court. Now, the appellate court is going to be 3 appellate judges, which will be selected at complete random. It's honestly like a random computer generated. It's going to select 3 judges, 3 appellate judges in the state of Florida to be able to review this case and review the appeal. Now, there's about 13 appellate judges in the state of Florida. And again, it's going to be a random draw. So we won't even know. And honestly, Wade's future attorney probably also won't even know as well, unless they actually go to an oral argument. Normally, these are completely submitted not knowing, because they don't want to have any type of preconceived notion coming into it. Now, the whole idea is that the appeals lawyer that'll be working with Wade, it is their job that they have to convince 2 of these 3 judges that the judge in Wade's case, Judge Thompson, made significant errors, right? Again, guys, you technically only need 1 significant error to be presented in order to be able to get this overturned. But we want to make sure that we have as many listed as possible to give Wade his best fighting chance at a new trial. Now, again, guys, this is where you all come in, because you guys have been wonderful finding out all of the information on the internet. Please continue to review all of Wade's case. Let us know if you see any errors that you believe that may have been made by the judge or in the court proceedings. We want to have this information so that we can make the job even easier for Wade's future appeals lawyer. Now, again, if at least 2 of these judges agree that there were significant errors made, this should result in, and ideally it will result in, a new trial being granted for Wade. So again, we just have to convince 2 of the...
What judge is going to give that a retrial? That's the one trial that you don't need to retrial. That's the one court case that you never will have to go for a retrial. The fuck, where are we retrying? All we're doing is re-listening to all the facts of what he did. So I mean, I prefer not to.
The three appellate judges that Wade deserves a new trial based off of the errors that were made by the previous judge, Judge Thompson, and the prosecution. Now, once all the information is reviewed through the briefs and potentially, as I mentioned, oral arguments, the judges will then deliberate, and then they will do what they will either affirm or they will reverse. Now, affirm means that they would confirm that Wade had a fair trial, which I think you guys all know that he didn't. He did not even have a chance. Or what we're hoping for is that
he did not even have a chance. That's that delusional laugh right there.
They would confirm that Wade
sound like a fucking hyena.
Had a fair trial, which I think you guys all know that he didn't. He did not even have a chance.
That's that copium laugh. That's that. I don't know what I'm saying. I sound stupid. The fuck is wrong?
Or what we're hoping for is that they're going to reverse. And by reversing, that means that they're going to be overturning that conviction in order to get him a new trial.
Fucking clown, Carol. Fucking clown.
From what we've researched,
she doesn't have a job. Clearly, somebody's taking care of her, and she has fixated herself on this case. That's what it seems like to me. Psh. Get a job. That's the problem with Americans today. Y'all want to attach yourself. I mean, I'm American too. My mom's born here. But I mean, yo, what the fuck, bro? Get a job. Clearly you need one. You have too much free time on your hands.
And what we've heard on this process, the appeals process normally takes about a year to complete. Understandably, there can be circumstances that can cause it to go longer. But the initial appeals process is probably going to take at least a year to complete. And then, like I said, guys, at the very end, we're then going to hope that we're able to get Wade a new trial. And then that new trial process will begin at that time. Now, God forbid, guys, if we're unsuccessful, and I have faith, I know we're going to be successful, and I'm going to put my money on it. If we are unsuccessful, as I mentioned before, that's when we'll go into.
Hey, can I join? I would love to put my money on it. I'd love to triple my money. I'm going to put some stacks on it. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. But the thing is, I don't think she has a lot of money to put on it. So, that's the other thing. She might in a minute, though, if she walks away with that money. If she disappears with that money, listen, all bets are off. I'm going to stand up clapping. I'm going to be like, oh, wow. Clever girl. Clever. But if not, then she's just a moron. She's actually a moron. Like with an IQ of I'll give her an 80. With an IQ of an 80, bro. Maybe an 85, bro. The fuck is going on?
The next set of the appeals process, which is considered the post-conviction motion.
These are the people that get sucked into cults. Yes. Naive ass, dense ass, smooth-brained having ass, Neanderthal acting people. Like, what is wrong with you? Exactly like you said, these are exactly the people who get sucked into cults. 1,000%.
Focus on the errors made by Lee and Kevin. Again, we here at Team Wade, and even speaking with Wade, we feel very confident that we are going to win this appeal on the very first process. But again, we can't do that if we don't have an attorney that's ultimately going to be able to do this appeal for Wade, or at least an attorney that's going to truly fight for him and not another one through the state. So only way that we can continue to fight for Wade and make sure that he gets the representation that he deserves is to continue to donate to his Fundly account as well as his Go Get funding. And again, you can find it under the name Save Wade Steven Wilson. These are the only verified accounts verified fundraising sites that the money is going directly towards an appeals lawyer.
Do we know that? Do we know that for sure? Listen, all these Fundly accounts and these GoFundMe's. Do we know that? Are you gonna post a receipt? Are you gonna let us know for sure where the money went? I don't know. See, I don't know. I hope he doesn't get a dime. I hope they don't get him a fucking lawyer at all. I honestly hope I hope the money just disappears. That's what I hope. I hope the money just disappears and goes away.
For Wade in the next step of his process. Now, when we are successful, guys, with getting him a new trial after this first appeal, again, we're going to start.
Hybristophobia at its finest? Oh, hybristophilia? Hold on. Is it 2 L's? Probably. Hybristophilia. Yeah, wait, it was 1 L. Meaning perpetuate an ongoing. Oh, an outrage against another. Yeah. That's hybristophilia. Shit. You're using the words are too big, bro. The words are too big.
Start the process all over again here. Now, the good news is that when Wade is granted a new trial, it's going to be in a different jurisdiction. It'll have different jurors. And again, the case instead is going to be handled by the Attorney General's office, not the assistant state attorney like it was in his previous case. So we're going to get Wade a fighting chance to be able to prove his innocence in a different jurisdiction where there's not quite as much bias. It's still going to be in the state of Florida. But again, it's going to get him a change of venue, which is the most important thing.
It doesn't matter what venue he has.
Now, one thing I do want to stress and reiterate is that Wade is still going to be in prison during this entire process. There is no way that he will be let out by any means until this entire process is completed.
$5 word, just hit the Scrabble board. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, keep that in your brain for Scrabble. Hybristophilia. Shit. Perpetuating an outrage. And that is exactly what she's doing.
And until he is able to go through a brand new trial. So after his sentencing on Tuesday, again, depending on what the outcome is, he will go to more or less one of two places. And we wanted to inform you on where he may be going. Now, if he is unfortunately sentenced to death, which I want everyone to be prepared because there is a good possibility that that could occur on Tuesday. But if he is sentenced to death, Wade will go directly to death row, which is going to be at the Union Correctional Institution in Rayford, Florida. That is where all of the death row inmates are currently housed, the male inmates. Again, guys, we're really hoping that's not the case.
I'm really hoping it is.
If Wade is sentenced to life until, again, we can go through the new trial, what he would do is go to what we call a reception center first. And then after that, he would be transferred to another prison in Florida. We're just unsure of which one that could be. Now, to put you guys at ease and to make sure that we're calming down your nerves, we have
give him a change of venue on the AG island. Listen, if we had our own island right now, he would get the venue change and we would just leave him there with no food and just see how long he survives. You know, just an uninhabited island. If he lives, let him live. Let him survive and struggle for a year or two. And then after that, execute him anyway. If he dies, then he dies. And then we can make a game show out of it, you know? These are the worst prisoners ever in the world. Starring Wade Wilson. And we have all these other fucked up people and you put all these like crazy elements into the island. Listen, turn the whole island into a fucking game show. And at the end of the game show, they die regardless. That's a whole movie right there. That's a whole movie plot. The ethical standpoint of that probably wouldn't be too well. I probably wouldn't get that passed, but just saying. That's what I would probably prefer to do with my island if I had the chance. With him.
confirmed with several sources that since Wade is considered a public figure,
Someone donated $23,000. I say BS on that. I mean, it's there. You know what I mean? It's there. So you know, somebody did it.
he will be able to be kept in protective custody. So you do not have to worry about whether or not he's safe, whether he is sentenced to death or sentenced to life in prison.
Let them have his appeal. You know, get your appeals out the way. A year, 2 years. We're not doing that shit for 10 years. What the fuck? Why are we?
Again, we have confirmed that he will be able to be kept in protective custody while he goes and awaits his new trial and goes through his appeal process. So I hope that eases a lot of your fears. I see some comments coming in. And let's see some more blue hearts in there, guys. Let's see some more blue hearts in the comments here. We want to make sure that we see that support for Wade. And again, I know that was a lot of information that I reviewed with you with the appeals process. Of course, if you have continuing questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to us on our verified social media accounts. Again, on Instagram and TikTok, it's going to be Wade Steven Wilson Official. On Facebook, it's Wade Steven Wilson. And then you're also willing or open to always emailing us. It's going to be wadewilson.worldwide@gmail.com. So if you have any additional questions on the appeals process, if it was a little bit confusing, because I know I threw a lot of information at you, just feel free to reach on out. We're always happy and willing to answer any questions that you do have. So I wanted to go next and reiterate again about a potential new attorney. Now, I know we talked about this on our last live, but I just wanted to give a heads up and an update for those who were not able to join. Again, we have reached out and we are in communication with several very reputable firms in Florida, but we need some more money still to put down a deposit in order to retain that attorney. Our goal right now is that we need to get up to $90,000. So we're just a little bit under $18,000 short right now of our goal in order to secure an actual appeals attorney. Now, as a reminder, though, these lawyer costs can be upwards of $150,000 to $250,000.
We get it. You sound like Wade Wilson. You really need money. I'm going to skip some of this. I didn't know she was just going to be spewing bullshit the whole time.
You guys are so awesome. You sent us in so many questions ahead of time. We're going to start answering those here shortly, and I'm going to do my best to answer as many as I can. But before we do, I wanted to end the section as a reminder here for those who are currently going on live events and discussing the details about Wade's case and trial. I cannot stress enough that his case is still ongoing and will continue to be
Wait, is she talking
as
about
we
us?
go through the appeals process and his new trial to be able to prove his innocence. Those who are speaking about his case and trial and giving detailed information are putting themselves in a very compromising position because this is not over and this fight is not over.
Oh my God. Oh, you put me I put myself in a compromising position, y'all. Oh my God. I'm so terrified. I hope nothing happens. Like, I hope nobody finds me because I'm now compromised. The fuck are you talking about? Weirdo.
So again, we just wanted to reiterate that this is still very much an ongoing court case and it is going to continue to go on through the appeals process and through Wade getting a new trial. All right. Well, I think it's time to answer some of your questions. So I'm going to pull up my sheet here of all the questions that you guys sent in. And keep sending in your questions because, again, we're going to try to answer as many as possible. And if you do have some coming in, I'm going to try to read some through the comments as well, too. So the first question we got in, can Wade work out in jail and prison? I will tell you from what my conversations are with him, he does do his best to work out in his limited capacity. Wade is kept in his cell all hours of the day other than more or less to go out and shower and if he has any lawyer meetings. But when he is in his cell, he does try to do some forms of, lift. He's very inventive. He talks about how he uses different bags of things in order to do, like, say, biceps or triceps workouts. He tries to jog in place to get some cardio in. He does things like lunges. He does dips off of his bed. So he does try to work out, and that's definitely something that's very important to him. Even before he was in jail, Wade was very much into his physical fitness. I think you guys have seen that through pictures. So he does like to do that. Now, when he does go to prison, I will let you know that he will have more options because he will be able to actually be let out of his cell for longer times in the day. So I know he looks forward to be able to do that. One thing I will tell you, though, that limits him is, again, his medical conditions, especially his hernia, which we are still trying to get fixed for him.
I mean, how'd you even get a hernia in jail, bro? I'm just curious. Like, where were you hard at work? You know what I mean? We already know you beg every female that you know. If he sees ooh, little voice crackle. If he sees a female, the first thing he thinks about is what can I beg for? And what can I get out of her? It's 100%. It's 100%. So what type of work have you been doing that made you, you know what I mean, that made you get a hernia? The fuck?
That is one thing that does limit his physical ability because he is
He was shitting too hard. Possibly. It's all them little snacks they be buying them. It has them all constipated and shit. That's a very good, hey, possibly.
Such excruciating pain on a daily basis. And I want to remind you that we're going to cover some of those issues that he's had while he's been in the Lee County Jail at a little bit of a later date. We just can't quite disclose that information yet, but stay tuned for one of our next lives to review that. Second question that came in, will we be able to see Wade on Tuesday after sentencing? I don't think you'll see him after, but you guys should be able to actually see him during sentencing. And what I wanted to go over with you is how you can watch Wade's sentencing, his hearing and sentencing on Tuesday. So I'm familiar with two streaming platforms. One is through Court TV. The other one is through Law and Crime on YouTube. To my understanding, that's how I have.
Or you could go ahead and tap into AG Tactical as the live thing goes on. You know, you could check me out.
Watched Wade's trial is through those two different platforms. So you should be able to see him. He will be present. I know they will be recording on those days. Again, his Spencer hearing starts at 9 a.m. and then the actual sentencing will be at 2 p.m. So stay tuned. We're going to make sure that we post those links on how you can watch and how you can support Wade virtually. This one is Wade off the market? Is he engaged? I can tell you from what I know with Wade, he is very much single. It's a little bit hard to maintain an actual relationship when he is in jail fighting for his life and especially trying to prevent himself from going to death row and be sentenced to death. So my understanding, ladies, is he is very much single. I can't say what his future plans are here, but right now
she's probably his boo thing. His boo thing number 5. You know, she's the one who doesn't look too good, but she's smart. You know, in his brain, that's how he's gonna see it. She's smart enough to run the day to day. You know, so he's gonna keep her, and then he's gonna have his other boo things to come and give him commissary and whatnot. The man has a system of begging. I will say that he has a very. I mean, the amount of effort he does into begging women for things, I mean, that's just so like, you begged your girl. And that's different from, hey, you need some money and she's got it right now. That's different. But you're just there bitching and complaining every day. Hey, babe, can I get some food? Can I get some money? Hey, can you give me a lawyer, baby? Baby, I love you. Hey, babe, I need some money. Like, oh, that's such a turn off, man. It's clearly a turn on for them. But shit, I can't imagine your pussy gets wet when somebody begged you for the 50th time today for some fucking commissary. I would be pretty dry if I was a woman myself. I'm just saying, but that's just me.
In this moment in time, Wade is just really focused in on trying to save his life and make sure that he is not sentenced, like I said, to death.
Shit is crazy.
How is Wade feeling with his upcoming court date? or I should say his upcoming sentencing. Just like
Off
any
the
human
market.
being would be, and just like myself, he's definitely nervous. I want to be honest, but I think that's natural, right? And I think you all would agree with me. That's a very natural feeling. I can tell you that he is excited to get out of the Lee County Jail because of everything that has gone on there and how they have been silencing him. But he is definitely nervous. I think you guys all know it's going to be
Yeah, she
natural,
gets
right? I think
excited when she talks
I'm
about him.
extremely nervous too, and I don't know about you guys. I'm sure you are feeling the nerves as well. I don't know how much I'm going to sleep over the next couple days.
Some
This is a
fucking
great
weirdos,
question.
Claudia.
What does Wade think about all these people coming out of nowhere trashing him?
This is not out of nowhere. This happens every single time. People are like, hey, well, this didn't happen to that person. Well, hey, maybe he didn't kill 2 women and then talk to his dad explicitly about how dope it made him feel, you know? Out of nowhere, though, huh? Out of nowhere. Shit, are you fucking, it's fucking hilarious. What's up, Michelle? How you doing?
Wade couldn't care less. I will tell you, he doesn't let that affect him. He's got some thick skin here.
Good. I don't care.
And he understands that he needs to just let it roll off of his shoulders right now. These people are going to come out of the woodwork now because they want the fame and they want the fortune behind Wade. So he said, ultimately bring it on at this point. He's not going to allow them to deter his spirit and bring him down because he knows that they're not worth his time.
What's up, Iceman? It is sad that he admitted and that there's still 302 women in this chat saying how they support Free Wade Wilson. It was a shitty trial. It was a bad trial. Let him tell his story. He told his story. He told his story. Fucking idiot.
Question. I know we're not at the goal yet for a retention of a lawyer. What happens if the goal isn't met? I'm going to let you know, guys, that no matter what, we are going to retain a lawyer for Wade. Understandably, we just want to have the proper funds available to afford the best lawyer for him. We have other options that are cheaper, but I will tell you again, we don't want the bare bones options. We want the best chance for Wade to be able to go through the appeals process, win his appeal, overturn his conviction, and then be able to get a new trial.
You're funny, Jim.
But again, we can't do that without the donations coming in. So I want to reiterate again here, and I know I probably sound like a broken record, but the way that you can best support Wade right now is by donating to his fundraising platforms that we do.
Nobody donate to the platforms, please. Everybody, nobody donate. I know I don't have to say that. But I feel like, I really feel like typing stuff in there, but I'm not going to do it. But I really wanted to type in red hearts just out of nowhere. But, I'm not going to do it. But, somebody just put in a red heart. Unironically. Maybe I should put skulls in there. I don't know. Let's just continue. Never mind.
And again, 100% of the money is going directly towards a new lawyer for Wade. He is not profiting anything off of this. None of the money will be going directly to him. It is going specifically to a lawyer to be able to cover his appeals process. But our pages, again, are through Fundly and Go Get Funding. They're both going to be under Save Wade Steven Wilson, and these are the only verified fundraising campaigns that the money is going to be going directly to the lawyer. So
I wonder if he got fat. I don't think we've seen him in a long time. I wonder if he gained weight, because that's typically in jailbird fashion. That's typically what happens, but we'll see.
No matter what, we are going to get a lawyer for him, but we are trying to hold out for the best one.
Hello?
Looking back through the questions. This is another good one. This is actually a question from Rome, Italy. So I love it. We're getting these worldwide questions. It's so much fun. I love you guys. You guys are the best. They want to know if Wade was sentenced to death, if that is the outcome on Tuesday. And it typically does take a long time before the...
That kind of pisses me off. I don't know how I did that by accident. I'm literally looking at my calendar and I was like, oh wait, what the fuck? Anyways, we'll figure it out.
Execution would take place on average. Death row inmates are on death row for at least 20 years before they are executed for
She
people.
sounds pretty articulate and witty. She's making a bank. Oh, she's making bank off of Wade Wilson. I hope so. I hope so. Because if she is genuine, she needs therapy. Therapy.
People to know.
Therapy.
Can anything be done during this period to change things? 100%. As I mentioned before, the appeals process is where we're headed towards next. Once we are able to get through that appeals process, we are going to get Wade a new trial because we know we're going to win that first appeal. We feel confident and strong
God. That's what she needs.
that
She
we're going to
need
have
therapy.
enough information, not only from, again, the court records and the court transcripts that we're going to get, but also from you guys and all the information that you're sending into us on a daily basis. So we know for sure we are going to be able to change things for him until we can get him out of prison for good. Here's another one. I love this. Imagine we're living in a hypothetical and magical world where Wade is released and exonerated tomorrow. What's the first thing Wade is going to do upon release? We've actually talked about this, and there's a good chance that he's going to leave the U.S. And move somewhere else in the world. I think he definitely wants to take some time to travel. He wants to visit different countries, especially all the countries that are...
You notice when they ever start, whenever they start talking about delusional shit, she starts to smile and chuckle. That's because she knows she's full of shit. Like, she could smell her own asshole from up here. That he's gonna go and travel the world, and like we've talked about that, lady. You know this is never gonna happen, which is why that big smile is going across your fucking face, you moron. That's why a big smile comes across your face. Because you know it's fucking bullshit. Just saying.
Out of prison for good. Especially all the countries that are currently supporting him, right? So I know his plan is to probably get out of the U.S. since ultimately he hasn't had quite the best experience here, especially with law. And again, because he's been convicted of crimes that he has not committed, I think it's going to be best for him to get out of the country as well, too. Looking here.
If he ever got free, that would be the day we need to throw away our justice system. Throw it the fuck away.
This is another good question that I'd like to address, and it goes, I believe in Wade's innocence, but why didn't he show any remorse or anything during his trial? It's hard to say, and I would prefer for you guys to hear it directly from Wade himself, but I will tell you that he has just built up, especially over the last 5 years that he has been in jail, he has built up just a stone cold exterior, right? There are so many people who have tried to scam and exploit him that he's terrified to show his emotions anymore. So he feels the need that he has to put on a strong face. Because
he has to put on a strong face? Because he's a strong man? And because
terrified that if he shows any emotions, how it's going to be taken. So again, guys, I don't want to necessarily speak on his behalf, but I do want to say that because of how much he has been exploited, how many people have tried to take advantage of him, he has ultimately decided to show less of his emotions because he doesn't want people to take it wrong. All right, let's see what other questions we have in here. And I'm sorry, it's been a little bit, but where are the blue hearts at? I'm seeing some of them come through, but I need to see some more blue hearts in the comments. So someone asked if he gets 3 meals a day. He does get 3 meals a day. Now, I can't tell you how big the meals are, but what he has explained to me is that they are very small and very scarce. What he normally does rely on is his canteen or his commissary, which I know you guys have donated to. Now I will let you know though, we did find out actually, guys, and this kind of breaks my heart a little bit. When Wade was put into that disciplinary confinement, ultimately, and had his phone and email privileges taken away, they also took away his food. I don't know about you, but that absolutely devastates me because he's kind of living on the bare minimum right now. And again, it's just their way of controlling him and having power over him, and making sure that they can do everything in their might to silence him. But again, We're not going to let them silence him, right?
This is not silencing, ma'am. This is called fucking jail. Stupid.
He has all of us here to be able to speak his truth and tell his story. So he is holding on strong because he knows he has all of the support out here for him. Let's look and see.
Somebody in the comments said, not my comments, but her comments, they said, email the judge. Man, there should be a law to where you get arrested for emailing stupid shit to the judge. The fuck you mean email the judge? Arrested. Send him to jail. 3 months. I don't give a fuck about what job he's got. 3 months. The fuck? Asking me stupid ass questions.
What other questions? This is another good one. No one can touch his Fundly, right? Because there have been a lot of people stating that they're going to be.
That's something I want to know before, right when I was about to end it. That's what I want to know. The Fundly. Who can touch the Fundly? Hold on. Let me do something real quick. And I know it's her. And she's going to be like, oh, and you can just, we're locked in. You can trust me. Let's find out, though.
Be giving the money to different people, and it's going to not go directly to Wade's lawyers. Again, I can't reiterate enough. This money is not going to Wade at all. He is not profiting anything off of this money. This money is being raised and is going to be paid directly to an appeals lawyer who is going to cover the next step of his process. So again, Wade is not profiting anything off of the fundraising that we are currently doing for him and that you guys are contributing to. Instead, this money is being held to be able to go towards a future attorney to support him and be able to handle his appeals process. There have been a lot of questions about how I know Wade. I'll tell you that I met Wade actually a few months ago.
Your stupid ass got manipulated by him. Congratulations. You happy about that? You feel proud about that one? Okay, sweetie. Good. I mean, good for you. If you feel like being someone's pawn is something you want to be, then more power to you, sweetheart.
Aware of his case. I reached out to him through Smart Inmate, like many do. Many have and many continue to do. We built up a friendship and a trust from there. And honestly, actually, I'll let you know, you're going to be able to hear a little bit more about this. Just so you're aware, we actually were able to partner with Strange Embers podcast, and they're going to be releasing a little bit more about our relationship with Wade, how we know him, why we're doing what.
Oh, God. The rabbit hole continues. Let's see. She said she's partnered up with Strange Embers. Strange Embers podcast.
What we're doing and a little bit more about Wade's case and story. So stay tuned to Strange Embers podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to them on YouTube. They also have TikTok pages too, but they're going to be releasing here something shortly as well. And it was wonderful to partner with them to, again, be able to speak about Wade's story and his truth and why we believe he deserves a new trial.
Oh, so they're a supporter. Okay, brother. All right, bro.
Couple things that I will reiterate, because I've also seen these questions coming through, and I think this will be one of the last questions that I do answer, guys, is who is part of Team Wade? I can let you know that there have been individuals that have had their information leaked as of recently, and I can tell you that they are not directly part of Team Wade, but they are part of the people who are helping to support us with our mission and our cause. Now, again, I think it's completely unfair and unjust that these individuals are being exposed, because they're just trying to help someone who did not have a chance at a fair trial.
What's up, Michelle?
And they're trying to help someone prove their innocence.
He had a fair fucking chance.
Like I said, there are individuals who are constantly doing different lives, and again, on the other end, have had their information exposed. I can tell you that they are not a part of the initial team of Team Wade. We have chosen to keep our identities anonymous, like I said, other than you guys knowing me as Marie. And that's because
you want the mass humiliation and the loss of jobs and the loss of collaborations and people to harass you because you're fucking stupid. You know, deep down in that little heart of yours, you know you're being a fucking idiot. Come on, very obvious.
we expose our identities, then people are more focused on who we are as people and trying to pull up information on us, and they're not focused
Yeah,
on
why not? Why not? You're scared of us to pull up information? Fuck out of here.
Wade and why we're here. Again, we are here to be able to get Wade a new trial, to be able to prove his innocence, and ultimately to bring the people to justice who are at fault for these murders. So we want to make sure that we are able to achieve our goals, and we do not want to distract and take away from that. All right, guys. Well, I think that's where we're going to kind of wrap it on up today. So what I want to do is kind of let you know what you can expect from us over the next week here, okay? Because it's going to be a pretty busy week.
What's up?
First and foremost, we are going to do another live.
What's up, Angelado? How you doing?
We're thinking it's going to be probably Friday or Saturday of this week. We're still trying to decide on a date and time. So stay tuned to our verified social media accounts. Again, on Instagram and TikTok, you can find us under Wade Steven Wilson Official. On Facebook, Wade Steven Wilson. We will be posting more information as to when we're going to be doing our next live, and we'll give you plenty of advance notice. And hopefully we don't have quite as many technical difficulties as we did today, but we're going to host it again on YouTube, and hopefully I'm a little bit better at it this time around. I also want to reiterate that we still have another day before we officially submit the petitions. We have 2 petitions that are out. You can find the petitions under the Let Wade Wilson Live page.
All right, we're not doing none of that stupid shit. I'm going to skip over it.
Have to on.
Even though
sentencing is on the world, this is going to be something that we want to involve everybody in. We are going to ask all of Wade's supporters, those who feel comfortable, and you can submit this anonymously.
Hey, thank you, Miss Fleming, Miss Courtney Fleming. Welcome to the gang, man. Shit, buying herself a membership out here. She a strong, independent woman. Stop playing with her. I appreciate you, Courtney.
You don't have to put your face in the picture, but we're going to ask you to send us a picture of you either holding a sign or just a sign in general saying "Save Wade Wilson." We want to be able to utilize
capital punishment for Wade Wilson. Hey, thank you for the 8 months, Robin. I appreciate that. You're getting on up there. You're almost at a year, girl. You're getting on up there.
At least, finally, from all of us here at Team Wade, on Wade's behalf, I'm Marie, and thanks again for joining us. Okay, shut the fuck up, Marie.
Today. Holy shit. That honestly was tougher than I thought it would. I thought it would be more funny. It's just infuriating.